Hey everyone, my name's Kate and I'm here at the Eastside Freedom Library in St. Paul, Minnesota. And I have 3 books for you today again. And the books that I'm going to read to you today all have words that are, or names that are not names that are familiar to me or words that I've said before. And so I've done my best to ask other people how to pronounce them and practice pronouncing them myself. But if they're words that are familiar to you or in a language that is a language that you speak, you might recognize that I might say it in a way that's different from how people who speak that language natively might say it. So I think it's okay when we encounter a word we don't know how to say or a name we don't know how to say, as long as we are polite and respectful and do our very best to pronounce it the way that the person wants it pronounced. And if we are corrected or someone tells us, that's not the right way to pronounce my name, that we really listen to them and try to hear and pronounce their names correctly. So I'm going to do my best this week. If you were here with me, I would love to hear you tell me, you didn't say that right, but you can't be here with me in person. So know that I'm doing my very best. I have practiced. I'm going to try to do it right. And in this first book that I'm going to read, they have little pronunciations that help us. So the first book is called Can You Say Peace? Today is Peace Day all around the world. Children everywhere will wish for peace, hope for peace, and ask for peace. All around the world today, there will be many different ways to say peace. Meena lives in India. Meena says Shanti. Emily lives in America. Emily says peace. I would say Emily lives in the United States, but the book says Emily lives in America. Kenji lives in Japan. Kenji says heiwa. Lynette lives in Australia. Lynette says Kurtuku. Carlos lives in Mexico. Carlos says paz. Hannah lives in Iran. Hannah says soul. Stefan lives in Russia. Stefan says mir. May lives in China. May says hey ping. Claire lives in France. Claire says pay. Sadiki lives in Ghana. Sadiki says gumjiji. Alana lives in Bolivia. Alana says mokasha kamania. I think I said that right. See, in the book, you'll see there's pronunciations for all of the words, so I'm doing my best here. All around the world, children want to go to school, to walk in their towns and cities, to play outside, to share food with their families. They want to do all these things and feel safe, and no matter how we say it, we all want peace. So at the end of the book, it asks, can you say peace? And it shows you how the word peace is spelled in all of these different languages that these different children in the book speak. The United Nations has declared September 21st International Day of Peace. So that just passed when we're recording this. Okay, the next book is called The Polar Bear Sun, and it's an Inuit tale. Way up north, all alone in a little hut at the edge of an Inuit village, there lived an old woman. She had no family, no strong sons to hunt for her. The old woman tried to fend for herself by fishing and gathering seeds and berries, but she was unsuccessful and had to depend on her neighbors for food. One day, out on the ice, the old woman found a little white polar bear cub. His mother must have been killed, the old woman thought. So she took him home. Back in her hut, the old woman fed the cub, sharing him with the little food she had. I will call you Kunikjuak, she said. Kunikjuak, my son. Kunikjuak was happy with the old woman. He was friendly, round, and fluffy little bear, and the children of the village loved to play with him, tumbling about and sliding in the snow. Spring, summer, and long, dark winter passed. Kunikjuak grew quickly. When spring came again, he was big and strong enough to go hunting and fishing for the old woman. Soon the old woman had plenty of meat and fish to eat, furs to keep her warm, and blubber for cooking. And, as is the custom of the Inuit, she shared every good catch with the bear and her whole village. "Come," called the old woman proudly. "There's more than enough for all of us." The villagers took the food, but in time the hunters grew angry because Kunikjuak was much better at hunting than they were, and they were jealous that the old woman had found such a good provider. They decided to kill Kunikjuak, but the children overheard the hunters' plan and ran to warn the old woman. The old woman went from house to house, pleading with the villagers to spare her clever young bear. "Kunikjuak is my son," she said. "Do not take him away from me. This bear is getting too big and strong. He is dangerous," they said. "We will kill him tomorrow, and he will make a fine feast for the village, and his fur will keep us warm." The old woman rushed back home. She told Kunikjuak that he had to leave at once. "Go," she said. "Go quickly and do not come back." Crying bitterly, she begged him not to forget her. So Kunikjuak left. Sadly, the old woman and the children watched him disappear in the distance. Now the old woman was alone again, and from time to time she felt very lonely and hungry. She left her hut early in the morning and went far out on the ice. Then she called, "Kunikjuak, Kunikjuak, my son." She did not have to wait long before a big polar bear came running to meet her. Oh, she looked so happy to see him. It was Kunikjuak, big and strong and sleek and glossy. The old woman always looked over him carefully, making sure that he had not been injured. Then Kunikjuak brought her salmon and seal. They ate some of it together, and the old woman took the rest of it home with her. This went on for many years, and up to this day, the Inuit tell the story of the faithful bear Kunikjuak and the old woman who brought him up. I like how in this story, when she has more than she needs, she shares it with everybody in her village. Okay, and our last story today is called The Proudest Blue, and it's written by someone who won an Olympic medal named Ibtihaj Muhammad. So she is a woman who wears a hijab, and she was an Olympic fencer, and she wore her hijab when she competed in the Olympics, and then she wrote a story about her experience wearing a hijab as a young girl. Mama holds out the pink. Mama loves pink. But Asiya shakes her head. I know why. Behind the counter is the brightest blue, the color of the ocean if you squint your eyes and pretend there's no line between the water and the sky. It's the first day hijab. Asiya knows it. I know it. We're sisters. The next day I wait. A new backpack, new light-up shoes. I feel special. I feel like twirling. Asiya comes out of the house and I stop. It's the most beautiful first day of school ever. I'm walking with a princess, so I pretend I'm one too. But even princesses have to stop to cross the street. Asiya takes my hand in hers. Come on, Faiza. We speed walk it. 14 steps, 14 light-ups to get across. Asiya takes me to my line first and hugs me goodbye. I turn to watch her leave, give a little curtsy to the princess going to the 6th grade area. She's easy to see. Her hijab smiles at me the whole way. My first day hijab is going to be blue too. What's that on your sister's head? The girl in front of me whispers. A scarf, I whisper back. I don't know why a whisper came out. I try again louder now. A scarf, hijab. Oh, she whispers. Asiya's hijab isn't a whisper. Asiya's hijab is like the sky on a sunny day. The sky isn't a whisper, it's always there, special and regular. The first day of wearing a hijab is important, Mama had said. It means being strong. I turn, but I can't see the blue anymore. I run to the big kid's side, 27 steps to see Asya. I need to give her another hug. I need to see her smile. Faiza, Asia's eyes wonder why I'm here. Are you excited, I ask, about the first day of hijab? She nods, smiling big, and I feel better. Someone laughs from nearby, a boy pointing at Asya. Why? Asia's hijab isn't a laugh. Asia's hijab is like the ocean waving to the sky. It's always there, strong and friendly. Some people won't understand your hijab, Mama had said, but if you understand who you are, one day they will too. In class, I draw a picture. 2 princesses in hijab having a picnic on an island where the ocean meets the sky. The girl who whispered in line says she likes it. She says it out loud, so loud that the teacher comes over to see it too. I wonder if Asya drew a picture too. Recess time is for 5 cartwheels in a row. I land the last one near 6th graders, near Asya and her friends, near a boy yelling, I'm going to pull that tablecloth off your head. Asia's hijab isn't a tablecloth. Asia's hijab is blue, only blue. Asya turns away. Her friends turn away. They run to the middle of the schoolyard, their shoes pounding the pavement, playing tag. Mama says, don't carry around the hurtful words that others say. Drop them. They're not yours to keep. They belong only to those who said them. It takes me 48 steps to get away from the yelling boy. After school, I look around. I look for whispers, laughs, and shouts. But I only see Asya waiting for me like it's a regular day. She's smiling, strong. We cross the road hand in hand, and I can't wait to get home to show Mama the picture I drew, to show Asya that I'm wearing the same hijab in it. Because Asia's hijab is like the ocean and the sky, there's no line between them, saying hello with a loud wave, saying I'll always be here, like sisters, like me and Asya. I love this one line in the story that the mama says to her when she says, some people won't understand your hijab, but if you understand who you are, one day they will too. And all the stories that I read to you are about helping you understand who you are, and that's what's going to help everybody else understand you someday. Okay, well, thanks for joining us today. We'll see you next week.